In 1985, a 30-year-old entrepreneur was forced out of the very own company he had built. That company was Apple, and the entrepreneur was Steve Jobs. What looked like the biggest failure of his life would eventually become the turning point that changed the future of technology. Steve Jobs was born in 1955 in San Francisco and grew up in Mountain View, right in the heart of what would later become Silicon Valley. He wasn't a typical student. Jobs was curious, rebellious, and obsessed with understanding how things worked. In the garage of his parents' home, that curiosity turned into experimentation, and that garage would soon become one of the most famous birthplaces in tech history. In 1976, Jobs partnered with his friend Steve Wozniak. Together, they started a small computer company. They named it Apple. Their first product, the Apple I, was a simple computer kit. But the next machine, Apple II, would change everything. It became one of the first highly successful personal computers and helped ignite the personal computing revolution. Suddenly, a company born in the garage was becoming a global technology player. Jobs believed computers should be simple, beautiful, and accessible to everyone. That vision led to one of Apple's most famous creations, the Macintosh, launched in 1984. It introduced the graphical user interface and mouse to millions of people. Computing would never be the same. But success didn't last forever. Inside Apple, tensions were growing. Jobs' demanding leadership style clashed with executives, including CEO John Sculley. In 1985, the unimaginable happened. Steve Jobs was pushed out of Apple. The man who built the company was no longer welcome there. Many thought his career was over, but they were wrong. After leaving Apple, Jobs didn't quit. Instead, he started a new company called Next, focused on building powerful computers for education and research. Around the same time, he built a small animation studio. That studio became Pixar. In 1995, Pixar released Toy Story, the world's first fully computer-animated feature film. It became a global hit and changed animation forever. Suddenly, Jobs wasn't a tech entrepreneur. He was also a Hollywood success story. Meanwhile, Apple was struggling. In 1997, the company made a surprising decision. They bought Next. And with that acquisition, Steve Jobs returned to Apple. This determined to reinvent the company. Jobs simplified Apple's product lineup and focused on bold innovation. The results transformed the technology industry. In 2001, Apple launched the iPod, changing how people listen to music. In 2007 came the iPhone, a device that redefined smartphone and reshaped modern communication. And in 2010, Apple introduced the iPad, creating a new category of personal computing. Each product didn't just succeed, it changed how millions of people interact with technology every day. By the time of his death in 2011, Steve Jobs had transformed Apple into one of the most influential companies in the world. His ideas shaped industries ranging from personal computers and smartphones to music and animation. But perhaps his greatest legacy wasn't just the products he created. It was the philosophy he lived by. Jobs believed that technology alone was not enough. True innovation happens when technology meets creativity, design, and human experience. Steve Jobs' life reminds us that failure is not the opposite of success. Sometimes it's the path that leads to it. Getting fired from his own company could have ended his story. Instead, it became the beginning of his greatest achievements. And the garage dream that started in the Silicon Valley went on to change the world.